Hi guys, welcome back. I'm joined by my good friend Hayley Simons. Hayley, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Now, Hayley actually was really lucky. She got to go to two different places abroad, so we're going to talk about both of her experiences. But Hayley, you want to tell us where you studied abroad?
Yeah, so in fall 2018, I spent a semester in Szeged, Hungary, and in summer of 2019, I spent the summer studying Spanish in Oaxaca, Mexico.
That's quite the name. Um, so we're going to start with Hungary first. Out of all the places, why did you choose Hungary as your destination to go for a semester?
So this program was something I originally wasn't considering. I knew I wanted to study abroad, but I actually didn't know about that program. And then I met with the study abroad advisor, Katya, and she was telling me about all the different ones. And this one kind of stood out to me because it actually fit perfectly with my major, which is international studies, because there's a lot of courses offered that cover a lot of the electives and courses for that major. So that was really appealing for me. And then it also turned out that that's the cheapest program that is offered at Stevens Point. So that was also really cool because it's cheaper than a semester at Stevens Point. So those are some of the reasons. And I was like, wow, Hungary, like who goes there? Like what a cool experience to have.
Yeah, definitely. And then Hungary also turned out to be more of a good destination for you because it's like right in the middle of Europe. Like that made it super easy to get to other countries, right?
Yeah, that was another like kind of selling point for me with Hungary because yeah, it's surrounded. If I remember correctly, it's like seven different countries that border it. So it's really easily accessible if you want to hop on a train or a bus and go to another place, or even a plane or whatever. So it made traveling to other countries really, really easy.
So now, just thinking about going to Hungary, did you know any Hungarian before you went over there?
No, no way. I don't think anyone really does. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's something that I think other students may be a little bit weary of, not knowing a language and just being immersed in that language 24/7. And for me, I was like, I had an open mind, and I'm like, yep, I know it might feel a little challenging at first, but you kind of get by. And yeah, people do speak English over there, and the classes are in English.
Hmm.
You like learn some basic Hungarian in your classes, so that definitely helps you. But I didn't have any background in it, and I still survived. I thrived.
Hmm.
I mean, I wasn't speaking fluently by the end of the semester, but you learn enough that you're able to communicate in kind of simple situations. So it's really useful. Hmm.
Yeah, I know that was one of my concerns actually when I started traveling around Europe and stuff. When I went to Poland, I was like, oh man, I don't know any Polish. But it
Hmm.
seems like a lot of the big cities, most people do speak English.
Yeah.
How would you describe the city that you were in?
Hmm. So the city is called Szeged. It's in the very south of Hungary. I think it's like a 45-minute drive from the border of Serbia. And I know people that actually just like would bike to Serbia just for fun, so it's very close. But the city I would kind of describe as a kind of like a college town, but it has like a whole variety of people. The population is, I think, around 200,000, so it's a little bit bigger than Stevens Point, but it
Just
doesn't
a
feel,
little.
yeah, it doesn't feel overwhelmingly big. It's really well equipped with like transportation, with trams and buses, and it has a ton of different varieties of little cafes and restaurants and parks. There's a river that goes through it, so it's really peaceful, and it's just like it's pretty relaxed. And there's a lot of other students around, a lot of other international people, so it just has a nice kind of like fun vibe to the city overall, and it's
Hmm.
beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So now one thing too, I was wondering, when you were in Hungary, where did you stay? Were you in university accommodations? Did you have a host family? What was that?
So the program in Hungary is pretty unique compared to a lot of the other programs because you're able to stay in your own apartment while you're there. And what the school does is set you up with some mentors that are Hungarian students at the university you're studying at, and they connect with you and they help you apartment hunt. So when you arrive, you are able to go and check out different places and decide on a place to live. And it's completely up to you for what you want. You can live with other UWSP students. Some of the people that I went with did that, or you can choose to live by yourself, or you can choose to live with other international students. It's really whatever you want to make it. It's really wide
Hmm.
open. And also, the prices are very affordable, and it's a lot cheaper than what you would pay for rent in the States, for sure.
Yeah. All right. What was your favorite part about Hungary?
My favorite part about Hungary. Well, as much as I loved being in Szeged, the actual city I was studying, I think my very favorite part is exploring the capital city, which is Budapest. So another highlight of the Hungary program is that you get an included, I think it's like 4 to 5 days of like a tour around this capital city when you arrive before you start your semester. So you kind of get to have a little mini vacation before you start studying. And through that, you just walk around the city. And I mean, I've heard from tons of people, like everybody loves this, and it's just, it has such a like rich history, and it's such a cool culture, and just the buildings and the atmosphere, and there's just so many different things to do there. So just being able to explore the capital city, it's just icing on the cake for me. Yeah, that was my favorite.
So I'm assuming you went there more than once.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
easy. So there's just a train station, and you can just hop on the train from Szeged, and it's like about 2 hours to Budapest, and then you can just go there for the day on a weekend, or you can stay for the weekend, or do whatever you want. It's really easy to get there. Hmm.
Very cool. So I know one thing everyone likes to hear about is food. Did you have a favorite Hungarian dish?
Ooh, I think while I was there, uh, I'd have to say chicken paprikash, which is just like, I don't know, chicken, I guess. And then they have this like side with it of these kind of like little potato dumpling noodles, kind of like a gnocchi, but it's just like a chicken and then like the noodles, and they have this like really good sauce with paprika, which is red, because that's like this kind of red sauce and red soup and everything in like their goulash and whatnot. The paprika is really popular in Hungary, so you'll see it everywhere. But it's just this beautiful red sauce over the chicken and the noodles, and yeah, that was my favorite.
Is there any final things you want to say about Hungary before we move to Mexico? Any other highlights?
mm. I'd say Hungary, yeah, you just get the most like bang for your buck with that program. I would say because
Yeah.
it's very like cost effective, and so if you're someone that's looking to, experience a whole different kind of culture and learn some of a new language and just kind of get out of your comfort zone, it's a really good program. And to be able to travel, because you're saving a lot of money compared to some of the other programs,
Hmm.
so you're able to do a ton of traveling if that's what you're interested in. So it's a good program overall.
Yeah, I definitely would say it's incredible to be in another country for 4 to 5 months for cheaper
Mhm.
than you would be just here at Stevens Point.
Right.
But anyways, so what did you go to Mexico for? What was the program about?
So with Mexico, I also studied Spanish, and I really wanted to incorporate some kind of immersive Spanish study abroad during my studies at Stevens Point. So that was my primary objective for that. And I was lucky that I was able to go on it, because I kind of was like on the fence about it, and
Mm.
I was able to make it work and go on it. And that is a 10-week course, and you take 9 credits of classes, which is actually kind of a lot.
Yeah.
I think, I don't remember exactly, but it almost completes a Spanish minor, and it helped me nearly finish up my Spanish major. So I was able to get a lot of courses done in a short amount of time.
Hmm.
And yeah, overall, it was really great for my Spanish speaking skills.
Nice. So besides the courses there, what else did you do in this program?
So this program is also great for like these extra excursions and little trips.
Hmm.
So we would only have class Monday through Thursday. And then on Fridays, it was like a field trip day every week. So we'd hop on a bus or hop in a van with our tour guide, and we'd go to these little cities outside of the main city that we were staying in. And that way we were able to experience more of the culture. We visited different markets. We learned about different parts of that area and region in Mexico. and we're able to learn about like different kind of products that people make, like with different like textiles and paintings, and it was really cool. And that was like, it added a whole other cultural element to the study abroad experience.
And you said those were included?
Yeah, yeah, most of them were included. I'd say like maybe there was a couple ones where we had to pay for a bus, and it was like, $1 or $2, which is not the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
otherwise, like, yeah, the trip, yeah, it was all included.
very cool. So what was your favorite part about Mexico then?
Oh, another good question. So I'd say with Mexico, my favorite part was probably the food, which surprised me because I'm like, okay, Mexican food is Mexican food, tacos are tacos. But I was really surprised and blown away at the variety of food and just like, how much love the people have for their food, and the markets that we visited with, fresh produce, and just, yeah, I was just really amazed. And the street food life. I mean, I guess I didn't eat that much like street food because you're kind of recommended not to, but just, to experience it and observe it and just, yeah, see
Mm-hmm.
what it was like, I guess. But I was just really impressed by all the food and the variety. And it was just really good. Everything I ate was really good.
Cool. So I know besides both your study abroad trips, you've done a lot of traveling around the world. What's the favorite place you've been to out of all the countries that you've gone to?
Uh-huh. Love this question too. Usually my go-to answer is Norway. There's something
Mm,
that I just really love about Norway. I think also it's probably because when I went there, it was my first like solo trip that I did on my own. And so that kind of meant a lot to me. It was a big like stepping stone for me, like getting out of my comfort zone. And I did a lot of hiking in Norway, and it was just absolutely beautiful landscape and mountains and the sea and really good like fresh food and fish. And it was a really cool experience overall, and just absolutely beautiful, like breathtaking. So that would have to be my favorite still.
yeah, you don't know how jealous I am of you that you got to do that. That's crazy.
Someday,
So
Hawken.
yeah, someday. Do you have any final thoughts or anything you'd like to say about either of your experiences before I ask my last question?
Any final thoughts? I think I would just like, I guess for advice for other students thinking about study abroad is that like, if you're considering it, go for it. Like, I think it's totally worthwhile, and you are really able to add a whole new like layer to your life, like through experiencing other cultures and learning more about yourself through the process. And it's really like what you make it. And whether you're worried about finances, or if you're going to get behind in your major or that kind of thing, like the study abroad office, like all the people working there just want to help you and make it work for you. So they work with your
Hmm.
professors, they'll talk to people, like they want to make this happen for you. So know that you have support, and that you can make it happen and have the time of your life. So yeah, I just say go for it.
Well, you're kind of a mind reader because that's the question I like to end every interview on. But you just answered
Oh,
any advice to future study abroad students. So
oh,
nicely
okay.
done. But
Okay.
no, just to reiterate what Hayley said, I mean, the study abroad office is there to help you. And the earlier you go in, the easier it'll be for you. So I went in as a freshman to plan my study abroad experience. It's definitely worth it, even if you're not going to study abroad like sophomore year or whatever, to plan it early for sure.
Yeah. And you can still make it happen, because for me, like I was a transfer student coming in as a junior. So at any time in your study, like at any time in your college career, can you study abroad? So it's really open ended, and yeah, it's up to the student.
Well, Hayley, thank you for taking some time to talk to me today about your experiences.
Yeah, you're welcome. This was great.
Yeah. All right. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.